going to be gold airbrush color?
No, yes, I have gold airbrush color right here.
Okay.
It's like, where is it?
All right, gold airbrush color.
So it works.
How many
really well.
drops?
Yeah.
That many?
Whatever looks good. 3 or 4.
Specifically, probably 3 or 4 drops.
Okay, and then you add your tablespoon of gelatin. Almost tablespoon, whatever it takes. It'll probably take a tablespoon, close to it. I always just stop when it's done. Okay, and just shake it in. Shake it in, shake it in. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
So you don't even use a utensil to stir it, you just shake it?
No, I just shake it. You really want to be careful with gelatin. Once you get bubbles in it, you can't get them out. So you don't want to get bubbles in here if you can help it. But normally you don't get the bubbles until after it's sponged or bloomed. Okay. Took almost pretty much the whole tablespoon. Getting
Okay, so what's the goal?
Everything.
For it to look a certain way or
Until it stops
consistency?
absorbing. It stops absorbing.
Okay.
So once it stops absorbing like that, you're done. If that really bugs you, I mean, that probably won't bloom. It won't get if that bothers you, really, you can spritz the top of it with a little water or, a little alcohol. If that really bugs you, oh my God, it's not wet. You can, there we go.
Blooming is when it, sets up?
Blooming is when the gelatin absorbs all the water.
Okay.
So it gets like a sponge, which is why I call it sponging. It actually gets firm, like a sponge.
And that's what you want?
And that's what you want.
Okay.
That means it's absorbed all the water.
Okay.
Okay. So this one works. So this is probably set. It's set enough for our purposes. It probably needs about 2 or 3 more minutes. You smell the alcohol.
Okay.
You smell the alcohol.
It doesn't matter.
Smells the alcohol here.
Not sure if I can smell it, but I don't care.
So now what you need to do is pop it in the microwave about 10 seconds or so. Okay?
Gotcha.
Okay, so you see I had some that didn't quite dissolve all the way in there. Can you see that?
Hang on, we're going to zoom in on that. We want to see this glob.
Well, how about I just take
There
it
you
out?
go. There's the glob.
See, there's the
Okay.
glob.
All right. And then you just chuck the glob.
I do.
The glob, okay.
Remove the glob, and if you got any bubbles in there, I've got a couple bubbles. They're not gonna pop. They don't dissipate. You got to take them out.
Take
Okay.
out the bubbles.
Take out the bubbles.
Very
Just
interesting.
remove them.
Okay.
Or if you get foam, some people get like a lot of foam. It all depends on the quality of your gelatin. Different qualities. This is just plain Knox, but some have a higher bloom ratio, like Great Lakes. Used to be Gray's Lake. It's Great Lakes. And so, you have like a little foam or bubbles or whatever, and you just scrape it off. The more I let this sit and cool, the more I'll get more foam. Then I can heat it up again. I can let it cool, heat it up, let it cool, and that's called clarifying. And you can remove, it'll get clearer and clearer, more and more clear.
Who knew?
Who knew? And then you can just take any foam off the top, right into the sink. Boom. Okay? Do not stir with the spoon. If you start flipping around with the spoon, you're going to end up with a whole bunch of bubbles. And they aren't going to go anywhere. They're just going to sit there and laugh at you. So don't stir with the spoon. You'll notice anytime I stir, I'm always stirring with a toothpick. Because I don't get bubbles when I stir with a toothpick. Okay? While it's warm and liquidy, okay? In fact, a lot of times this is how I stir, just by doing this. Sometimes you get bubbles that way too. I also noticed that if you use plastic instead of glass, you get more bubbles with plastic than you do with glass.
Aha. There's a tip.
There's a tip.
Nice.
Okay, so what I've got here is my mat. You have 2 options. You can use a spatula. You can use, if you have a flat card, a lot of people that do stenciling, they got the flat cards. Or you can use a spatula or whatever. Okay, and you're going to pour it on. You can see how carefully I did that.
Yes.
And
very accurate.
you are going to take the spatula or the card and fill in all the holes. Now, this is a lot like when you do cake lace. I'm going to show you with the card now too. So if you do cake lace, it's like the same thing. The difference is if it's really dry out, your gelatin will start to set up pretty fast. So you definitely want to work with it. Don't go and answer the phone or something. When you come back, it'll be congealed. Okay. So it's going to be really thin, not a big deal.
But it is fascinating.
Yeah, it's cool to watch. And just wipe off the excess. Okay, try to get all the little spots. You miss a couple holes, it's no
What
biggie.
size is that again?
What size is what? This?
The pink mold?
This mold, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
It looks like it's a 10 by 11 or 10 by 14. I don't know. They only make it, it's a large net mold. They only make it one size.
Okay.
It's an 11 by 14.
Gotcha.